G'day, and welcome to ComicsMATE, your mates in comics from the land down under. I'm Dean James, and today we've got a bit of a different video. We're going to be talking about Deadpool and Wolverine, which I've just seen. Did I love it? Did I hate it? I mean, you'll have to watch the video to find out. But I'll be sure to keep all of the spoilers down at the end of the video, so I'll make sure that I give you guys a spoiler warning before I jump into any details like that. But before we do that, if you haven't already, please like this video to help push it out into the algorithm, and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Now let's jump right into it. Alright, well, I haven't written a script or anything, so this is all just going to be off the cuff, you know? First things first, did I like it? Yeah, I would say I did like it. It's probably it's not the best movie I've ever seen. It's not as good as Infinity War, but it's on par with the other two Deadpool movies. I'd say it's probably better than Deadpool 2. So not quite as good as Deadpool 1, although Wolverine does bring it pretty close, not going to lie. Plot-wise, there wasn't a lot of surprises. There wasn't really anything that I didn't expect. But what was a surprise is all of the characters that were in this movie, including the original actors and things too. There's a lot of cameos, and even a bit more than cameos, because they're not just there for one scene. There's a few characters that will be a massive surprise to you guys. Cassandra Nova, is the main villain of the movie, as you could tell from the trailers and stuff. She's fine. She's sinister and evil. All you really need from a bad guy. Yeah, I'm overall pretty happy with it. I don't think, if you're not a fan of Deadpool, it's not going to win you over, it's just more Deadpool. But if you are a fan of those original movies, the first two from Fox, you will definitely enjoy this one. It pokes fun at everything. It admits that the MCU, this being made by Disney, right? I'm surprised they actually did this. But they admit that they are in a rough spot at the moment. They're at a bit of a low point. Yeah, this leads me to believe that Disney is aware of all of the criticism, and it's not just coming from a vocal minority. It is most people are kind of sick of their shit. So we'll see how that plays out in the future. Maybe they're going to course correct, I don't know. But, it's funny. It was action-packed. Get to see Deadpool and Wolverine fight a few times, and Logan's actual comic accurate costume does appear with the mask and everything, and it is fantastic. It honestly is great. It's the high point of the movie, to be honest. But yeah, so if you're unsure about it, just know if you like the other Deadpool movies, you will like this one. And I give it a recommend. I would give it a 7 out of 10, maybe an 8 if I was feeling generous, But that's mostly because the plot really is just a run-of-the-mill, okay, you can tell what's going to happen from looking at all the trailers, there was no real surprises or twists or anything when it comes to the plot. All of that comes with all of the character cameos and, actors returning and things like that you would never have expected, assuming you haven't been spoiled. If that's something you like, I recommend it. But if it's, if you're not a big fan of Deadpool or anything like that, this isn't going to win you over, it's just more Deadpool. That's for the people who don't want to be spoiled. Now I'm going to move on to the spoiler thing, so we'll spoiler warning here, and then we'll move into some more details about the actual movie, so I can talk about some of the stuff that I liked and some of the stuff I didn't like. Okay, so that was your spoiler warning. From here on out, I'm going to be doing some major spoilers, but mostly I'm just going to talk about some of the details that really stood out to me, the things that I either really liked or really didn't like. So if you're still here for that, good. Let's get going. The first thing I want to talk about is actually the opening of the movie, which was both disrespectful as hell and hilarious. So I guess that kind of makes it okay, right? But we have Deadpool desecrating the corpse of Wolverine Logan from the movie Logan, where he died a heroic death. And he uses his skeleton to fight off some of the TVA agents, as well as dances to Bye 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 from NSYNC, which was just ridiculous and over the top and very, very funny. The dance he did was actually the dance from the music video of Bye 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 from NSYNC. My missus actually pointed that out for me. She told me that was what they were doing, and it was actually that same choreography, so I thought that was hilarious. The next thing I'm going to talk about is Logan, Wolverine himself. He looks fantastic, and as always, Hugh Jackman does a great job, but the real thing that I want to talk about is the mask itself. It never appeared in any movies or anything up until this point, and a lot of people in Hollywood had said it would look stupid or it would look silly, and it just doesn't. Like, it really works. It looks great. Despite a couple of moments you can tell that it's been enhanced by CGI, it doesn't look, real a couple of times, but generally it looks really sick. Like, it is fantastic. You can probably see it up in the corner right now. The last thing, or things, that I need to talk about are all of the Easter eggs, references, the returning characters, everything. Like, there was just so much of it in this movie. Everything from comic book references, including Days of Future Past, Short Wolverine, the John Byrne X-Men run. There's so much of it, as well as returning actors and characters from old movies that we haven't seen in a long time. A lot of genuine surprises too, like Jennifer Garner returning as Elektra from the Daredevil movies, Wesley Snipes as Blade. I got so excited when I saw that because Blade's one of my all-time favorite characters. Anyone who watches this channel knows that. Even some characters from movies that never even happened. Everyone had heard about Channing Tatum playing Gambit in a Gambit movie that just never ended up coming around. Well, now he gets his chance to play Gambit. My only problem is they went out of their way to make the costume and everything look exactly like it's supposed to, but they didn't change his eyes. They didn't give him the black and red eyes that Gambit so famously has. It was just Channing Tatum dressed like Gambit, which kind of took me out of it, but, Gambit's my favorite X-Men, so maybe I'm just a little bit too attached to that. They had Chris Evans, not as Captain America, but as Johnny Storm from the Fantastic Four, which, if you're a bit younger, you won't remember. He played Johnny Storm long before he ever played Captain America. So that was actually really cool to see as well. They had Sabretooth, played by the original Sabretooth from the old X-Men movies. They had Juggernaut from X3, although that was a different actor. They had Pyro from the old X-Men movies as well. Like, the list just goes on and on and on. Overall, the references and Easter eggs and things really got me hyped. Just being a comic book fan, it didn't get me hyped for anything in the future. It just, it was exciting to see a lot of my favorite actors and characters and stuff returning to the roles that made me enjoy these characters in the first place, like Wesley Snipes' Blade. Alright, I think this video is long enough. Believe it or not, I didn't actually spoil everything in the movie, so there's still a lot more surprises for you if you do decide to go and see it. Let me know in the comments if you did go and see it and what you thought of it. Do you think I'm being fair? Or do you think I'm just being a shill? I mean, I'm usually not a shill, but I really did like this movie. It was pretty fun. It was, 7 or 8, as I said. But, yeah, like, subscribe if you haven't already. Do all the things, and I will see you guys again next time. This is a graphic novel I make with my friend and world-renowned writer Michael Oden, where I do all of the art. And no QR codes at the back. You get a full story here. The Embrace is a supernatural superhero with a suit powered by ghosts. It's action-packed, has a lot of heart, and is a fun ride from start to finish. It's everything you would want out of a comic book, and it's available now on Indiegogo, Fund My Comic, and soon Kickstarter. So no matter where you prefer to get it, you will be able to. See for yourself that I'm not lying about the quality. Everything from the story to the art and even the print quality is better than anything you will get out of the mainstream these days. And if you do, I'm sure you will agree that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to comic books. The Indiegogo link will be in the description, and I'll update the Fund My Comic and Kickstarter links once they go live. Or don't. Either way, I appreciate you.